Madame la Présidente, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is a profound honor to join you today at La Puissance du Lien, an initiative whose very name captures a truth our world urgently needs to remember. Connection is not sentimental. It is structure. It is transformative. It is power. We gather under the theme, the spark of connection, the power of acting together. Allow me to begin with a simple but uncomfortable truth. Violence against women and girls is not an accidental of culture. It is not a private tragedy. It is not a deviation from the system. It is the other side of the coin of power. Where women lack power, violence becomes a tool of control. Where women do not set the rules of the game, they are subject to them. Disempowerment is the antechamber of violence. If we want to eradicate violence, we must confront power. For too long, violence against women has been framed primarily as a social issue or exclusive as a human rights violation. It is both. But it is also something more uncomfortable. It is a structural consequence of economic and political exclusion. When women do not control land, they are economically dependent. When women do not access capital, they remain financially vulnerable. When women are absent from STEM fields and digital spaces, they are excluded from shaping the future economy. When women are underrepresented in political institutions, they do not shape the rules that govern society. Violence thrives in that vacuum of power. So the real question before us is not only how to protect women, although protection is essential, the real question is how do we redistribute power? Because empowerment is not a slogan. It is the reallocation of assets, access, and authority. Access to tangible assets, land, property rights, credit. Access to intangible assets, education, digital skills, knowledge, networks. Access to institutional power, representation, leadership, agenda setting. When women move from being tenants of the house to being its co-owners, the entire structure changes. This is where the theme of today becomes critical. The spark of connection. Connection is not simply about solidarity in the emotional sense. It is about building networks of power that counterbalance exclusion. It is about mentorship that transfers knowledge. It is about intergenerational dialogue that transfers confidence. It is about collective action that transforms isolated voices into institutional influence. Connection converts vulnerability into leverage. We must also confront another strategic arrow that has weakened progress for decades. Gender equality has been confined to the margins of economic policy. It has been treated as a welfare issue, separate from finance, separate from macroeconomic planning, separate from structural reform. This has been a mistake. Gender inequality is not a peripheral issue. It has macroeconomic consequences. Excluding women from full participation reduces productivity. It narrows economic diversification. It weakens resilience. It generates instability. Conversely, gender equality is a macroeconomic stability tool. When women participate fully in the economy, GDP grows. When women lead, governance improves. When women control resources, household and national investments shift toward long-term stability, education, health, and sustainability. Economic empowerment is not only about individual autonomy. It is about national transformation. And let us go even deeper. Power is not only about holding office. Power is about shaping narratives. For centuries, the dominant narratives of power were written without women. Institutions were designed without women. Economic models were constructed without integrating human realities. Acting together means rewriting those rules. It means ensuring that financial systems recognize and pay care workers. It means designing digital transitions that do not reproduce exclusion. It means shaping environment policies that include women as agents of transformation, not only as victims of climate change. It means that connection must lead to structural redesign. And here, I want to say something particularly important on this International Women's Rights Day. Women do not experience violence because they are weak. They experience violence because systems have made them structurally dependent. Dependency is political, dependency is economic, dependency is designed. To end violence, we must end structural dependency. This is why acting together matters. No woman alone can dismantle a system, but connected women across generations, across sectors, across countries can shift institutions. And that is the spark. Solidarity is not symbolic, it is strategic. Mentorship is not decorative, it is power transmission. Intergenerational dialogue is not ceremonial, it is institutional continuity. We are living in a moment of global uncertainty, geopolitical shifts, technological revolutions, and environment stress. In such times, societies either regress, interfere, or advance toward inclusion. The question is, will women shape this transformation or be shaped by it? The answer depends on whether connection becomes collective power. Let me conclude with this conviction. Ending violence against women and girls is not only about punishing perpetrators. It is about redesigning power structures. It is about ensuring that girls inherit not fear, but authority, not dependence, but ownership, not silence, but voice. When women shape the rules, violence loses its legitimacy. When women control resources, dependency weakens. When women lead, transformation accelerates. That is the spark. That is the power of acting together. Let us act not only with solidarity, but with structural courage, with clear and visionary intentionality. Thank you.